Last night, I had the pleasure of being at a great event called Her Stories. My new friends Denise and Carly, you guys are awesome. Thank you for putting that on. And what we had here was a panel of speakers who were brave in sharing their stories, sharing things about them that you don't talk about in your normal day to day life, and talking about insecurities and fears and challenges that they've been through. Um, and throughout the night, different people got opportunities to speak. And I wasn't planning on being on stage last night, but I got invited up to speak, and it was great. And I shared something that I was really noticing happening throughout the night, but more importantly, this is something that I've noticed throughout the years. The more people that I've been able to connect with, the more stories that I've heard, people's stories about who they are and how they've gotten to where they are now. There are so many common themes that happen in our lives. So many common things that we go through, things that we struggle with, things that we're afraid of, things that we're insecure about, things that we're having a tough time with. And the details, the specifics might not always be the same, but some of these points in our lives, and so much of the time, are so common. They're so common. And we don't know that because we don't talk about it. So we think that we're the only ones that are struggling with something, that are doubting ourselves, that went through something hard at one point in our life that we really haven't gotten over yet. Or we think that we're the only ones thinking about our career not being what we wanted it to be, or not having direction in life, or our relationships not really being what we want them to be, or the struggles of being a parent or a provider or whatever it is. But all of these things are things that we keep bottled up in us. And we've all been through hard times, right? I mean, everybody's had something that they've gone through in their life that just feels really hard and really tough to try to get through. And rather than talking to each other about it, we don't. We keep it inside, and we say, and this is especially a guy thing, that we're going to figure it out we're going to figure all this out by ourselves, and it's not okay to ask for help. And that we've got to come up with all these answers, and it's killing us, guys. Like, in some cases, unfortunately, it is literally killing us, this feeling of being alone. But that's what's happening with everybody. We feel alone in this. We feel like we've got nobody we can talk to, and no one's going to understand, and you're the only one feeling this thing that you're feeling. But I promise you that you're not. And the more of these amazing people I get to speak with and hear more about them, the more and more and more and more this point that I'm making here just gets reaffirmed, that we have so much more in common with each other than we ever talk about, because we don't want to look uncool, or we don't want to be vulnerable. And look, being vulnerable, I get it. It's not easy. It's not something that we all just wake up and do and say, I'm going to share what's really going on inside me, or what I really care about, or what I want out of life. We don't do that. But when you do, it's amazing what happens, what comes out of you, the weight that you let go of. And the person that you're sharing that with, I promise you, they appreciate that so much, because now they know that they're not alone in feeling what they're feeling and dealing with what they're dealing with. We're all dealing with shit, all right? Let's stop pretending that we're not all dealing with shit. And the faster that we can move away from feeling like we're not, and just accepting that we are, and we're human, and this is a part of just being a person on this planet, well, the happier you're going to be. I can promise you that. You're not alone. We're all doing this together. Tell somebody what you're thinking and what you're feeling. Just be honest with yourself. Denise, Carly, again, thank you for doing what you did last night. I think you helped a lot of people. And keep inspiring. You're awesome. Have a great one. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.